So if there's anything you guys need to know about me, it's that when I was like 12, 13, 14, I used to love to troll people, specifically on Xbox and Call of Duty. But the thing is that I would do it and not expect any consequences. And yeah, this is basically a story about when I did that and I got a major fucking consequence, but it also like backfired in the guy's face. So let's get right into it, okay? So this all takes place when I was 13 years old. It was 2019 during the summer. A great summer, might I add. Honestly, that was probably one of the best summers besides the summer of 2022. Um, Really, any summer after 2017 was, or 2018, sorry, was ass except for those other two summers. But yeah, so one day during 2019, I was playing Call of Duty World War II. Now, I was absolutely a fucking god at that game. That sounds really corny for me to say, but especially with like quick scoping, it was really, really easy in that game. If you guys have ever played it, I'm sure you know how easy it was. Now, one day I'm playing I think it was I can't remember what mode it was. It was free for all, sorry. I was playing free for all and it was, it was the middle of the afternoon. I was doing nothing because I was 13, right? So I didn't have to have a job. I didn't have to worry about paying bills. It was a pretty good life for a 13-year-old. And I'm playing in the basement, and my mom walks up to me. She's like, "Hey, just so you know, I'm going to the store. Do you need anything?" And, I take a little bit of a thought, and I think, you know what really sounds good right now? Some Pepsi and Ben and Jerry's salted caramel core. It's my favorite ice cream flavor. It still is. So I asked her, I'm like, could you just get me some Pepsi and Ben and Jerry's? And she's like, yeah, sure, I'll get it. I'll be back in maybe about 30, 45 minutes. And I'm like, all right, bet. And then she walks away, right? She gets in the car. I hear her back out of the driveway and then drive away. And I'm like, all right, bet for the next 30 to 45 minutes, I basically have the house to myself. What am I going to do? Right? I think, what could I do? I could go outside. It's really hot outside. I'm not going to do that. And then I'm like, you know what? I'm just going to be a lazy ass bum and stay inside all day and play Call of Duty. And when my Pepsi gets here and my ice cream, it's going to elevate the situation a whole lot more. So I hop right back on. I get into a game, right? And I'm quick scoping. And there's this one kid, all right? This one kid. And when I say kid, I mean he's probably on the game, he sounded like he was maybe 17, 6, 17, sorry. And he was sucking ass. He was not good at all. And each time I kill him, he's shit talking me on the mic. He's like, "Oh, you're so fucking ass. Like, if you're using any other gun, I'd be kicking your ass in this game." So I'm like, "All right, let's maybe take a little break from quick scoping and let's use some rifles, right?" So I use something else. I use a BAR, really. Honestly, one of the best guns in the game. And I'm still kicking his ass, all right? And he's getting even more mad. He's like, "I'm gonna hack you. I'll find your location. I'll show up to your house. Like, you don't even know. Like, you don't know who you're messing with." And I'd repeat back, I'm like, "Bro, you wouldn't hurt a fucking fly. Like, you're probably some fat middle-aged man in his mom's basement with fucking lube all over his hands from doing the two knuckle shuffle." And he's like, "Oh, I'll show you. I'll make your life a living hell, buddy." And then he leaves the game. And I think, all right, what a fucking loser, right? Like, he got so mad because I was good at the game and he wasn't that he just left the game. So maybe about 15 minutes go by, right? I'm still playing, and then all of a sudden, I get an Xbox message notification. And it's from the same guy that was just in the game. So I open the message, and all it is my street address and a little message at the bottom saying, "I told you I'd make your life a living hell." And I was calling his bluff immediately. I was like, "That's not my address. Like, you don't even have the correct address." And he's like, "Oh, yeah?" And then he reads out my full name. He goes, Samuel, and then he reads out my full name. And I was like, "Nope." And I just turned off my Xbox. I'm like, "All right, that's enough Xbox for today." I'm about to throw my Xbox away because that was freaking me out. Like, I was already freaking out when I saw my address because he had the right address. But I was just immediately, I was freaked out. So I turn off my Xbox and I go up to my room. I'm like, let's just go on to on TikTok, or was it what was it in 2019? It was it wasn't Musically, it was TikTok. Let's go on to TikTok, okay? So I'm sitting there, all right, and another 20 minutes goes by. My mom's still not back from the store, all right? I'm starting to get hungry, right? I'm starting to get thirsty because I want my Pepsi, my Ben and Jerry's. And then all of a sudden, I hear a knock at the door. I think, that's weird. My mom usually just comes in through like the side door when she has the groceries. Like nobody ever walks up to the front door in my family, right? So I go, I look out the window, like, because my bedroom was like right below the front door, and it's a Domino's delivery driver. And I think, I didn't order pizza. Like, did my mom order pizza? And then I think, wait a minute, that guy, he had my address. Like, he probably just ordered a pizza to have it sent to my house. Like, oh God, like, this is fucking great, right? So I open the door and I'm like, hello. And he's like, oh, I have a pizza for Samuel. And then he says my full name. And I'm like, firstly, I noticed the smell coming from the box. It smelled like somebody took just like onions and fucking anchovies and shit and just spread it all throughout the pizza box. And so I'm already disgusted by that. And I'm like, yeah, man, I'm sorry, but I didn't order this. Like, I was playing Xbox and this guy got my address and he sent the pizza to my house. Like, if you don't mind, could you take it back? And he's like, oh, like, yeah, like, I get it. I play Xbox too. Some people online, they're just nerds. Like, the guy was maybe like 20 years old at the time. So, like, he understood. Like, he was kind of laughing about it. And he's like, honestly, man, the pizza was already paid for. And I was like, what? Like, what do you mean? He's like, yeah, like, we already got, like, it was already paid for. Like, you can just take it. And I was like, okay, I guess. So I took the pizza out of his hands, and the box smelled so bad. I didn't even want it, but I didn't want to have him take it back because, like, if it was already paid for, then it's kind of a waste, right? So I'm like, all right, thanks, I guess. Have a good day. And he walks away, and I close the door, and I go to my kitchen, and I open up the box, and just like I thought, it was a regular pizza, but it was covered in onions and fucking olives and anchovies. And look, I like anchovies and olives on my pizza, but there was like so much. Like it looked like when he was doing the pizza instructions, he just like wrote, just put a fucking bucket of each ingredient on and put it in the box, right? I threw it away. I didn't want to eat it because it was so disgusting. So I threw it away in a trash bag and I put the trash bag in my trash can outside just so the smell would leave the house. And I go downstairs. I'm pissed because, like, I'm pissed, but I'm also like kind of laughing because, yeah, this guy got me by getting a pizza, but really he got himself because he paid the money for the pizza, the delivery, and probably extra money for all the extra toppings. So I got back online. I see a message from this guy, and he's like, enjoy the pizza. And I messaged back, I said, bro, you paid for the pizza and the delivery. Like, you didn't get me, you got yourself. And also, if you're going to order a pizza to my house, put some good toppings on there. Like, don't put some gross ass toppings. And he just blocked me immediately after. Like, our message disappeared. He just blocked me. I never heard from Mr. Hacker again. And later on, my mom came home, all right? She had my Pepsi and my ice cream. And I was like, fucking sick. Like, I'm getting right back on Xbox. The whole thing was kind of over. I wasn't freaked out anymore because this guy was a fucking idiot, right? He tried pranking me by sending a pizza to my house and he ended up paying for it. So I get back on Xbox, I get back on Call of Duty, and the rest of that day, I'm just chilling with my ice cream, my soda, and quick scoping kids on Call of Duty, right? So, anyways, guys, that was the story. Hope you enjoyed it. Please leave a like, subscribe, comment if you did. Thanks for all the support on my channel recently. All right, I will see you guys in the next one.